because sometimes I'm noticing whenever the stream starts, it takes about a minute or even 30 seconds sometimes for the audio to come through. So hopefully you guys can still hear me, and that's pretty good. We have a Nervous Rider here today helping with the camera work, which I'm very, very grateful for, because I'm going to need the help today. We're here for about an hour, so I want to keep this stream a little bit shorter than usual. So stick with us, but let's get right into it. We want to be able to learn how to find gold, and we want to find it fast. So some of the concepts I'm going to go through here might be a little bit complicated, but I'm going to try and simplify things and compartmentalize some ideas with some of the ideas. So let's go ahead and get into it. All right, so down here we have the very best gold detector known to man, which is the gold pan. And of course, the all-important classifier on top. Okay, so the gold pan is going to be your best buddy in any gold scenario, pretty much. Regardless if you're doing detecting, sometimes you can sweep an entire area doing detecting and you're not going to find a single piece of gold. But you can also then take that entire area, scrape off the material and put it in your pan, and you might find a little bit of gold. So again, this is going to be your best gold detector. Okay, so you're going to need a gold pan, but the first thing that you're going to need is you're going to need to be in an area that contains gold and has either gold coming through a creek like this one, or you need to be in an area where eluvial gold is coming off of a source. So basically reef gold or anything like that, if you have like a stringer vein, things like that where gold is actively in the area. So you want to do your research beforehand, before you even get started with the gold pan. Okay, so you're going to need a gold pan. You're going to need a gold bearing area, like such as this one. This is a creek. You're also going to want to look for something like bedrock over here. I'll get into that in just a moment, but what we're going to do now, this is a little scoop. You don't have to have a shovel, but you're going to have something other than your hands to get the material in your pan. You can use your hands. I'm telling you right now, use your hands too much, you're going to wear them out and you're not going to be having so much fun. So get yourself a scoop, some kind of a shovel. The other thing you're going to want to get is you're going to need a gold pick or something like this. This is an excellent tool to be able to crevice with, as well as get the gold bearing material directly into your pan. Okay, so shovel, gold pan with classifier, and scoop. One other thing that you might actually want to consider investing in if you're working on bedrock, which bedrock can actually give you the best gold possible, is a yabby pump like this, or a vacuum pump. Some people call it a gold sucker, that sort of thing. But the way this works is basically you'll have your pump just down on your bedrock, just like that. You'll suck up material inside the centrifuge, and that gets ejected in your pan. We're going to take all these.
Can't hear you very well.
Oh, okay.
That's Matt.
Okay, sorry about that. I'm not sure why nobody can hear me. Yeah, I'll talk a little bit louder. Thanks, Matt. So basically what we're going to do now is we're going to go ahead and we're going to start working. You guys, if you can let me know if you can actually see the stream as well, and we're going to hopefully find a little bit of gold today. So stick with me, and we got Nervous Rider here today helping. So if you guys have any questions, ask her and she'll relay it back to me. And if you have any questions for her, definitely ask her as well. Thank you so much. We're going to get going. Thank you.
Matt thinks it's the wind causing the issue.
Yep, I'm going to invest in a microphone pretty soon that clips on, and just for this particular phone. I did buy some microphones for Nervous Rider's stream, but the input doesn't fit on the actual iPhone on mine. So, but that's good. That can be just for hers, and I'm going to get my own. So that'll be really good. Okay, guys, having a look over here, just over there, just watch your step there. We have exposed bedrock. Now, this is going to be some of the easiest gold that we can possibly get our hands on, and it's going to be, hopefully, going to be quite a bit of fun. But what we do have to do is we have to be mindful of the sun. The sun is extremely dangerous out here. I have my camera girl, she's out here in the sun, and you want to try and cover up as much as you possibly can. But then the other thing is you're battling the heat too. So you kind of have to delegate between what you're doing with the time you have allotted. So basically we're going to go ahead and get stuck in. If anyone has any questions, let me know. I got to race this peanut butter cup here today.
And if there's any issues with the stream, let us know.
Yeah.
Because we're in a different area to what we're usually in, so it may have some, maybe a little harder for it to.
That's right.
I'll put that up.
Okay. So we are down in the bedrock now. You might want to just actually sit if you're more comfortable.
It's all good.
We're down in the bedrock, and this is kind of a low pressure zone as well. So if you can have a look down here with the camera, we can definitely see that we have this lovely exposed bedrock. And what we want to do, just want to take your pan. Just going to make sure that's clean. There's no gold in there. Believe it or not, I have people on here that seem to think I throw gold in this pan before I get started. I just want to dispel that myth right away. Okay, I'm going to pop it down there. And just over here, you see these nice big cracks that are in the bedrock? We're going to go ahead and take our gold pick and excavate right down to the very bottom. As far as we can. Okay? Once we got that happening, I'm going to come down here, and this is also, you really want to try and invest in some knee pads because bedrock is very hard, like any rock. And yeah, you want to protect your knees. If you don't have any knee pads and you find yourself out there like I am right now, there's an easy solution. All you got to do, you see these little bits of tufts of grass over here? All you got to do is come up. Say, for instance, now I nearly fucked up. I need to put my gloves on. Always bring with you some decent gloves, because if you don't, you can end up with a lot of boo-boos that you don't want to have. Okay, I'm going to pop these on. These are great little water gloves too. They're really, they just protect your hands and they keep your hands dry as well. You can probably sit down if you need to.
Hi Finley, welcome.
So, I'm literally just going to use my environment to help me, to help my knees that I want to protect. And this is going to be nice and soft for me to kneel on, okay? Take that one. I'm going to take that one. I'm just going to take it down here. I'm just going to kneel just on that wonderful soft grass. See? Don't need much. Okay, so we're going to take our gold-bearing bits of bedrock. This is unclassified material. I'm just going to put it directly in the pan. And also, take our scoop, get right into this little crack here. I'm just going to fill that up as much as we possibly can.
Yeah, Matt, you're not wrong. It's hot already. It feels like summer already.
That's right.
Got a piece of glass in there too, just be careful.
And you'll see when you go along, it always kind of helps to feel the bottom of the crack in the crevice here, because you can tell if there's still some sediment left. You really want to just get everything you possibly can out of this hole. Because gold is very heavy. Gold is 19 times heavier than water. and it likes to stay where it's put. It doesn't like to move. So it takes a lot. You wouldn't believe it, but it takes a lot to move gold. And the likelihood of me getting much just by doing this is not very likely. So this is now where this fella over here, our gold sucker, our yabby pump, comes in handy. Basically the way that works is just like a little vacuum pump. We just pull that out. There's a little bit of, there's a stopper in there that creates a vacuum suction. It's going to allow us to pull everything out from the bottom of this crack. Okay. Put that just directly into the pan. And ideally, I'm going to try and fill that up as much as you possibly can. But what's happening here? We're running out of water. So what we have to do, we have to find some way of filling the water up again. And I'm just going to flush. You see I'm flushing here? I'm going to flush any little bits of gold that might be hiding further up over here down into that hole so I can suck it up.
And guys, if you wouldn't mind just hitting the like button, it does help with the algorithm and puts the channel out there.
Most certainly does. Thank you. Thank you all. What you want to do is you want to have your pan angled to where you're having that water running directly back down into the hole, like so. Okay, and every once in a while, I'm going to take that pan, work that material. Bedrock is going to be your easiest gold, and it's funny, you know, like sometimes I like to work difficult spots like the overburden and stuff because I think there's going to be more in that, but honestly, you want to gold up quickly, work your bedrock. So okay, so now what we're going to do, we're going to get camera girl to very carefully step forward, and I'm just going to get her to sit here. She's comfy.
You want to sit on the peanut butter cups. Or peanut butter ass. It looked like it
Have peanut butter cup
had a bit of a problem.
It's all good.
Okay.
Okay.
So what way am I facing?
So
Facing towards the water.
So we're going to take our pan just over here. Oh, I just got myself wet. This is the thing.
Yeah, you're going to get wet doing this.
And it's nearly impossible to avoid, so don't worry about it. Okay.
Thanks, C to the D.
Yeah, thanks guys.
Thanks for
Thank you.
subscribing.
I appreciate that. I want to welcome everybody to the channel because I'm really happy today. I'm trying to, I want to show you guys very quickly how to find the stuff. We're going to be here for probably an hour, so just hang out. If you have any questions for me or camera girl here, let it fly. Let us know what you think, and definitely if you can hit that like button, it really helps us out. Thank you. Okay guys, so we got our pan of water here, and we want to classify the material now. Essentially, pan under the water. Just like that. And what that does is that's allowing the heavy material to fall down through the pan. Down into the gold pan under there. So classifier, what you want to do, have a look through that stuff, and what happens is sometimes you may find a nugget, you might not. You just have to give a visual inspection and see if there's anything in there. If you don't see anything, chuck it into a spot that you can detect later. All right, very good. Done with the classifier now. Let's come in here and we're going to start the process of what's called liquefaction. So basically, liquefaction is the process of water getting into the bits of clay and the molecules, and it's liberating and breaking apart the physical structure of the clay and mud and things like that, and helping to liberate the gold from those materials. And what I'm doing here is aiding the process of liquefaction by taking my fingers and churning all that stuff up and breaking it all up and allowing the heavy particles to fall towards the bottom of the pan. I'm giving it a little bit of a shake just like that as well. Twisting and turning just like that. And ooh, these gloves are really good. These are actually great gloves because I'm telling you right now, they keep in my hands from getting cut and bruised and things, which is fantastic. I really like these gloves, and I think they'll dry out pretty quickly too. So cool.
Mr. Big Pipe says he hopes you get a picker today.
Hey,
Thanks
Mr.
for dropping
Big
by,
Pipes.
Mr. Big Pipes.
How you going? We got Lean Bear here too as well. We got hopefully all my mods are here as well. So thanks, Mr. Big Pipes. I hope you're having a good one. Okay, so now what we're doing here is we are starting the process called stratification. So stratifying means we're allowing the light material to travel to the top, because lighter material will do that, and also the heavier material working its way towards the bottom of the pan. We're keeping the pan flat to the water, as we can see. Just giving it a kind of a sort of a clothes washing, sort of an agitation motion, just like that. Okay. And every so often, we want to classify, which basically is going to do some big elliptical movements like that to eject some of the lighter material off the top. Now, some of you might be worried about this, but if you practice over a pan, or sorry, you practice over a bucket, you can get pretty good at it, and you're not going to lose gold. Okay. All right. So now we're ready to turn our pan at a 45-degree angle, just like this, and we're going to tip it out the front there to eject some of the lighter material off the top. Now, when you do this, what you want to do is you want to make sure every once in a while you're stopping to look. Visual inspection is important, because you could sometimes have a little nugget or a picker sitting on the back of the pan. Typically it'll be towards the back, sometimes it could be in the middle, but you don't want that to fall off. But if you're doing the pan correctly, you're not going to have that issue. Okay, all right, working this down, working it down, working it down. And yeah, again, if you guys have any questions at all, feel free to leave it in the chat. And Nervous Rider here, she will help facilitate me being able to get back to you with that answer. Okay.
Yep, we got 130 people in here and
Wow.
13 likes. So can we
wow,
put
so cool.
some likes up? Thanks
That's
to the
great,
people
guys.
who
I
have
really
liked.
do appreciate it.
It does help.
You all are awesome. Thank you so very much. And let's see if we got any gold in this pan. Okay, and give it a bit of a tap. And let's do the reveal.
I think there might be a little bit in there.
There's actually quite a bit. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, so what I'm gonna do, because it's a little bit difficult for camera girl because she's not sitting where I am, I'm gonna take the camera here and I'm just gonna show you guys the kind of gold that you might be able to get in your area. Oh good, these gloves are actually capacitive, so the gloves are working pretty good. Okay, let's work that down just a little bit more and let's see if we can do this reveal just with one hand. Very difficult to do, so. Ready? 1, 2, and 3. Where are we at? Where are we at? Oh, there we go. Okay. So you can see just here in the very top of the pan, we have a few little specks there. All right, so we got 1, 2, 3, 4, and I think there's actually even a 5th one down there. So you can, as you can see, we're actually in a nice little spot. That's not too bad. Okay, and so what I'm going to do too is I'm going to sit the pan down in the water and let's see if we can actually point to some of these pieces, because a few of our viewers might not have the best eyesight. I really don't myself, and oftentimes it is difficult to sort of see and pick out these things, but we've got a really nice little piece here. And what you want to do too is whenever you're actually panning for gold, you want to look at the kind of shape that the gold is in. If it's looking angular or if it's looking water-worn, let's just pinch zoom out just a little bit here. Sorry, the gloves are just not really working very well. Oh, they were, okay. All right, let's just clean this pan up just a little bit more, get rid of some of that more of that virile. And what are we looking at here? Okay. All right, so this might be a little bit clearer for you guys to see. So just up right at the top there, we've actually got lead traveling too. So along with the gold, we have lead. So we have quite a few little specks there. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, and actually some super fine stuff as well as lead. So an important thing to remember is lead, which is what we've got right here, that little gray speck in the middle, this stuff travels with gold. So if you're finding lead, you might possibly going to be finding gold as well. So, okay, so we got Cindy Parles says, hi, how you going? We got Guven, where is this? I live in Michigan. Awesome, Michigan is cool. All right, guys, that's so cool. I'm in Australia. Yeah, thanks for tuning in. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and hand back to Nervous Rider here.
Thank you.
And let's see if we can get a little bit more gold happening. Okay, I'm gonna grab my snuffer bottle. Oh, and that's one thing. You guys wanna invest in a decent snuffer bottle. That way you can come along after you've found your gold and suck it up. Don't you just hate being told to suck it up? Has anyone in the chat ever been told, oh, just suck it up? I remember as a kid being told, oh, just suck it up, move on. I just used to think to myself, fuck you, you suck it up. So.
Troy says, yep, absolutely.
That's right. Hey Troy, how you going, man? Okay, so we got our gold sucked up into the snuffer bottle. What we're gonna do now is we might move a little bit further on down this way because the sun is getting a little bit intense and we need to kind of work a little bit in the shade. So we're gonna go ahead and move on very carefully. I'll just get Nervous Rider to hold the camera and nothing else, and I'll pick everything else up.
I'm happy to carry something
No,
if you need me to.
I need you to hold the camera because that's the most important thing. Okay, go guys, let's go.
Do you need your watering can?
No, I'm good.
Okay.
So we'll go ahead and we'll head down that way. There's
I used to ride the horses through here.
And just as we go along too, guys, what I'll do is I'll point out a few things as well. Like with this bedrock here, you'll see that it's moving along with the direction of the creek, the flow of the creek. But even then, it's depositing these big cobbles and things. So this is what you want to kind of work to as well. It doesn't matter the direction that the bedrock is going in. If you're able to excavate and you're able to work that material, you're bound to find some gold. Over here, case in point, this is trommel 1. This is one of my first ever designed trommels that's in a small form factor. It actually is a lot of gold, funnily enough. So I'll talk more about that probably in another stream, but for now we're going to go ahead and move on. Just watch your step.
All good.
And we're going to come along through here too. And oftentimes you guys will find me just stopping and talking a little bit about some of these areas that you might want to look at. Now over here, can you guys notice, if I point over in this direction, you see how things are kind of narrow? It's like a little bit of a pinch point right there. As soon as this widens out, guess what happens? The flow and the velocity of water becomes slow. It's not as intense. So what happens is, gold in this big giant little area here, this little water spot here, that's all going to fall out into this hole. And there's actually quite a bit down here. Okay, but since it's too sunny today, I want us to get into a nice shady spot so we can find some different kinds of gold.
And avoid some brown snakes while we're at it.
And case in point, have a look through here, guys. You see how this line goes all the way up that creek there? Well, basically what happens through this area is there isn't much gold that has an opportunity to fall out because the velocity of the water is so incredibly high. Everything just comes blasting through here. It doesn't have a chance to fall out. Only really heavy stuff can fall out. Okay? So it's something to think about whenever you're processing. Come along here. Another area you want to check is up on these little banks, because in a super high flow scenario, what you find is you might not have ever seen the creek flow in such a high velocity, but historically, gold can deposit in these little bits, in these little cracks. So it's oftentimes, you want to come up on the bank. Also, if you see changes in the vegetation, where you're seeing grass growing, grass likes highly mineralized soil, so it's going to end up growing in some of this stuff.
G'day, Janet. How you doing?
Hey Janet, how you doing? You just watch your step. And
Yep.
Just go up over
I'm
that
right.
one.
I'm good.
Beautiful bedrock. The other thing is, you'll notice there's a gigantic boulder of bedrock that's just basically jutting up over here. What happens is, even though we have a huge jet of water that's blasting through here in a high flow scenario, we're also just in behind this rock here, we're getting to where that water is making a little eddy current and a little whirlpool. And you see what's happening here? Have a look down there. If we can pinch zoom in just a little bit, don't worry about the thing, I'll take that. If we can pinch zoom over on the middle spot there, if you guys can have a look down in that water, and I'm going to point that out to you as well. I'm going to get down there and point it out to you. Actually, what I'll do, you see, no, that's all right, I'll do it. You see this rock here? I'm going to toss this rock where you're actually not seeing very much rocks in there. So here we go, 1, 2, 3. We can follow that rock. Now, I've tossed that rock into the high flow zone. So this is where not a whole lot of gold can fall out because of the velocity of water. But now I'm going to toss another rock into where we're getting this eddy current here. Now, can we see a difference in the type of material that's sitting down here in this little spot here, this little low pressure zone, as opposed to the high pressure zone? There's not much sitting down there, is there? But over here, where this little eddy current happens, we're getting material depositing. So these little low pressure zones are what you want to check for gold. Okay? So we're going to go ahead and move along and just watch your step. Very
Yep.
dangerous.
G'day, Grumpy Guy. How you doing?
We got Grumpy Guy coming back. Oh, how's your cat, Grumpy Guy? How's your cat? How's he doing?
Grumpy Guy, we unfortunately lost one of our cats 3 days ago, so it was pretty sad. Yeah, okay.
And here's another little sort of a microcosm thing to think about. You see how over here in the flow down here, can we see that with the camera? You see how everything is straight and it's just blasting right down through there? That's going to be your high pressure zone. On your sides, like right here, you can see we've got a little bit of stuff depositing there. We've also got some grass growing. So that tells me these little plants, they like highly mineralized soil. So these are a good spot to check for gold as well. If you're in a creek that doesn't have any bends or anything like that, check where plants are, and you might find that some deposits of gold are sitting up in along these little sidelines on the bank, especially on bedrock. Okay? So
Thank you, Grumpy Guy.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Give,
I'm good. I'm good. Yep, I got it. Yep. You're carrying a lot more than me.
We're walking along through here, and if we can see on the inside of the creek bed here, even though this is a high pressure zone, something's happened to allow this bedrock to fall out and get stuck. So don't always take it as the gospel that high pressure zones mean no gold. Sometimes they mean that it's going to be a lot of gold. But there are certain conditions that have to be present for that to occur. You have to have certain things happening with the dynamic flow of the water, and sometimes you just got to have a little bit of luck. Sometimes you can have an ideal spot where you are sure there's going to be gold, and there ain't going to be one damn speck. That's just how it is. Okay, moving along. Walking right through the creek bed.
Yeah, Matt, it definitely is. It's good losing the cats or dogs
right.
or any pets.
Yeah.
We've got a tree that really likes this area. He's been hanging on through a few storms lately.
And have a look here.
Gummy.
Case in point, we have a gum tree that has decided to grow up through the absolute middle of this creek. I think it's crazy for growing here.
Also, look at the colour of its leaves.
Exactly.
It's not looking like the rest of them.
It's very red.
It's a purple
So
colour.
it might be highly mineralized, highly ironized soil that it's growing in. I don't know. I'm not
It
a
should be the
botanist.
colour over here, because it's the same plant as these guys over here. Should be a little green.
I'm not a botanist, so I don't know, but I would say that red color might have something to do with the mineralization. I'm not too sure. Maybe I'm completely wrong. But it's growing up right in the very middle. If we can look all the way down there, down this straight line of where the high pressure is, it's right here. And why is that? Because you can see where over the last few floods that have been coming through here, we actually have a big boulder, solid rock and conglomerate that has lodged itself here, and it's not moving. So this plant, if the cockatoo will just be quiet for a moment. Okay, he's gone now. It's found a way to grow. I want this tree to keep growing where it's growing, because if it can get so large, it's going to create a very nice low pressure zone where the high pressure is moving in through. And that's a good thing for me, because what's going to happen is directly in front of the trunk, there's going to be a small deposit of gold. But in behind this tree, whenever the trunk gets large and thick at the base, that's going to create a very short little V-shaped trap where gold is going to be tucking itself in through the process of centrifugal force in behind that trunk. Okay? So I'm glad this tree is here.
So both Grumpy Guy and Bearded Transformer are asking where you're at.
We are definitely in Australia, my friend. Thank you so much. Thank you for the question. So we're in Australia.
And we have Axel Lanza saying, can you come to my land in Honduras and help me look for gold?
I'd love to be able to do that, but unfortunately, I'm afraid to fly. So, thank you though. Okay, another case in point: low pressure zones. We're talking about things, heavy things falling out. Having a look at this thing here. This wasn't put here. This is the direct result of a flood that has come barrelasting through here. This bit of steel, this bit of metal, iron,
Old gate.
Yep, has fallen directly here. This is suspect for gold, this entire spot, because I know that the heavy stuff is falling. Another case in point, we have a look at here. This is another little piece of iron, of metal, that has fallen out into this little spot. And so therefore, I want to be checking in these little spots here, because we're also coming up in along a bend here. Okay.
Sharp metal too.
So
You
coming
don't want to
along
have
now,
that get in your foot.
what we're going to do is have a quick check in our surroundings and to see where we are as a prospector. I'm at the corner of this little bend right here, and I'm just going to stop for a moment because I think there might be a question.
Oh, no.
Oh, okay.
Time.
We're at 30
35.
minutes. Okay, very good.
35 minutes.
Okay, cool. Thank you. Okay, so I'm standing here as a prospector. I'm looking at this creek. We're actually standing right at where this little hairpin turn. It's not quite a hairpin, but it's a nice little sharp bend. And what does that tell me? That tells me that whenever water comes barrelasting through here, it's going to be creating an eddy current, a little centrifugal flow that is going to be pushing material up onto this bank. And that is where historically I found a bit of gold. So I think our next band is going to be, I'm going to come in along this bank and we're going to get Nervous Rider to sit here in the nice shade over there. And I'll get her to pinch zoom in so she's nice and protected.
So I'm not burning like a baked bean.
That's right. And
on
I'm
the
going to get her to talk to you guys while ever I'm working. So thank you so much.
Okay, so I hope everyone's having a lovely day wherever you are in the world. Hopefully you got lovely weather like we have. Not too cold yet. I'll get you guys are coming into winter soon, so autumn, fall, you call it.
I'm just going to get you this to sit on. It's a little bit more comfortable. You might want to just sit
all
there
right.
on the bank because it's more shade.
Yeah, okay.
Just don't want you to get burned.
Yeah. I'll just make sure there's nothing that's going to stick into
Matter
me.
of fact, I'm going to take this off.
That's all right.
Actually, let's see.
It's all good.
Okay.
At least there's a nice breeze blowing too today, so
Definitely.
we're lucky in that respect.
There you go.
As long as we can't sit on a snake, we're right.
That's right. There you go.
Or on a bunch of ants, we're okay. Australian ants are pretty crazy. Rightio.
So, if we can have a look, and if we can just pan around, coming from down here, we see, first off, straight away, is these little sandbanks that have been built up. And you might have to repeat some of the things I'm saying so people can hear.
Okay, so he's just saying that there's a little sandbank that has built up on the edge there, where the bend starts to come around.
We also have some obstructions like exposed bedrock.
So he has some exposed rocks sitting there, but he's just hammering at that right there.
And also in along here, we have where the centrifugal flow is going to be pushing up material into the bank.
Yeah, so the centrifugal flow will push the material up onto the bank as it comes through when there's a fast flow of water.
Now, with here, there are different layers that we can go through. So there are different layers that we can go through.
So there's different layers that he could go through.
And generally what I like to do whenever I'm starting
What he likes to do when he's starting to do this
is I like to scrape off the top material.
is to scrape off the top material first few inches.
I'm going to grab my pan.
I can just come over there. It might be easier.
See where we are.
Okay.
Okay, so we're going to take this side of the
going to take the flat side and start scraping. First couple of layers down. And he's also got to be careful because there's a bunch of blackberry bushes right next to him that he could quite easily get tangled in. In Detroit, our gold panning is around people's necks and wrists. Oh my goodness, yeah. You might find that there's probably some places with gold in Detroit, some creeks and things. So he's going to toss that material into his classifying pan. And he'll test those layers first.
And this is very important to test each layer because if you just go willy-nilly digging a big hole there, you could be punching through a layer and you're working material that you probably don't want to worry about. If you're getting a good layer on the top, work that down first and then work down in second.
Yeah, so he's just basically, you want to test each layer that you're going through. You don't want to be making it where you dig down too deep because you're not going to know where you go, what layer your gold's on.
You could be punching through the layer.
And you could be punching through the layers and missing where the gold's at. So he's just going to get that pan full with that first layer of soil. And trust me, where he's standing right now, that can go right under. And it can be like way above, but basically twice his height, so about 10 to 12 foot when it gets raging. This little creek turns into a raging river, which is why it has such a good concentration of gold that comes through. And guys, don't forget, if you can give us a thumbs up, it does help with the algorithm. It doesn't really make a lot doing this gold-wise. It's a lot of work, actually.
Yeah.
It's
And the easy way to hit the like button, because sometimes it's hard to see where the like button is on the screen, if you double tap the screen itself, it'll give me a like.
Yeah, so double tap the screen and that'll give the likes. We've got 200 people.
Oh. Welcome,
G'day,
everybody.
Pedro. How you doing? And the other risk is when you're working next to blackberry bushes, wasps. So I'll keep an eye out and see if I spot any and let him know. You don't want a mob of angry wasps coming at you.
That's right. Okay. So I'm going to come a little closer now.
We'll be able to hear him a lot better.
As we can see, and thank you so much to Nervous Rider for helping today. I really appreciate that. Okay.
No problem.
We're gonna
Thanks
go
for
ahead
helping my stream earlier.
We're going to go ahead and submerge our pan. And just having a look at the material beforehand, you try to. The fact that I have used the method of scraping instead of digging huge chunks is actually helping the recovery process of the gold because I have very fine material to work with now. Whereas if I dig big chunks, you're going to have material that's very hard to work with. You're going to have to spend a lot more time breaking down with your hands. So again, like we did before, pan under the water. Let's shimmy it down just a little bit. We didn't really need the classifier, but that's okay.
Welcome to Tall Lucas. And C to the D says
Welcome.
the river in my town doesn't have any gold, but he does clean ups because a lot of people dump trash in there. And what the river does is have a bunch of random patches that go from ankle deep to above my head. Oh, that's
Wow.
interesting.
That's incredible.
It probably does have gold. You probably just don't know where to look yet.
Well, I tip my hat to you, good sir, because I'll tell you right now, you're doing a great job with what you're doing, and it's helping the environment, and We need more people like you out there. Thank you so
Exactly.
much for that.
Yeah.
I hope you do end up finding some gold, because you could. Take yourself a pan along there and see what you can come up with.
We've got David Olson. Hello, David. How you doing?
Hey.
Saying blackberries are mentioned in the Holy Bible. Yes.
Oh, wow. Awesome. That's so cool. So now if you wonder what I'm doing, I've got this pan sitting down there in water, but because we've got a whole bunch of clay mixed in with this material, I'm kind of just lifting it slightly and grinding it up with my hands like this. What that's helping with is, again, the process of liquefaction, getting in between the microscopic particles of the clay and liberating more gold than if I was to just simply do the pan itself without any interaction with my hands. So basically this grinding that's occurring is helping to liberate the gold. Okay, thank you guys so much for tuning in. I really do appreciate all of you being here. You're an amazing crowd and just a great community, guys. I really do appreciate that. Fantastic.
And C2Z says, I've found some old 1940s bottles and stuff.
Oh, wow.
No gold yet, but maybe that'd be nice. Surprise. Yeah,
That
check
would be great.
check the stuff that's in the bottles. If
Yeah.
there's any dirt in the bottom of the bottles, check that. You might get some gold in there.
That's right. You never know. It's always good. It's always good to check these things. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead. Because we have a classifier sitting on top here, we're gonna give it a bit of a car driving motion. You don't want to do that normally with just your pan, but with a classifier, it just helps that material, the heavy stuff, fall to the bottom. And see, we didn't even really need a classifier, so that's okay. Okay, we're going to repeat the process again quickly. Remember, we're helping any particles of gold that are trapped in that clay to fall towards the bottom of the pan and to work through that material. And you'll see my other hand, my left hand, just give the pan a bit of a shake while I'm doing that. And it's a dual action. Because if you're working with pans of pretty much primarily clay, you want to really make sure you're not going to lose your gold on the top, because you haven't allowed it to get through that material. And that's why I'm so vigorously churning up this stuff like butter or, dough. So
Old Grumpy Guy says, I wish I could do this, but I've been disabled for 5 years and I love watching the things that I can't do. Well,
Guy, I'm so sorry to hear that, man. That's horrible.
That's hard.
I'm all the time watching YouTube and things for like advancements in like medicine and like just people to give people's mobility back. And I don't know what your particular situation is, but my heart goes out to you, man. I'm really hoping that whatever it is able to be remedied very soon with advancements. I don't know if that's the thing that could happen, but I wish you the best, man. Absolutely. I think you would be excellent at this job. Okay, so we're going to stratify, shimming that stuff down.
So we've got a job for you, Grumpy Guy. You can be a mod, and that can help us out.
Yes.
If we get any crazy people in the chat, we'll give you a bit of a job to do.
Excellent.
If you don't mind.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
David says he's in Washington State.
Oh, yeah?
Ooh.
Wow. Welcome.
Welcome, John Edward from British Columbia.
Yes, welcome. Thank you so much for tuning in.
And Idaho, Brady J is from Idaho.
So cool. Welcome.
Lucas is from Indiana.
Indiana. Awesome.
And that sun is becoming quite punishing.
It is very punishing sun. Okay, guys, and look, like always, people seem to think that if you don't get huge pans of gold and stuff, then you should just pack it up and go home. I don't believe that, I believe in the more you fail, the more you learn, okay? And on this channel, you're never going to see me trying to trick you, okay? If I find gold, I find gold. If I don't, I don't, okay? Which often happens.
Yeah.
So stick with me.
G'day, Tom from Rado.
G'day.
Lost in Translation podcast, Roll Tide.
Welcome.
Alan
everybody.
Klein is from Willamette Valley in Oregon.
Oh, that's terrific. Okay, guys, so we're going to point this pan over here now because I want to get a little bit of clean water. Actually, before I want to do that, I want to just dip off some of this muddy water. And then
The
come on over
trommel's
here.
just over the other side. We're just doing some panning today.
Yep.
Just to change things up a little bit.
And to
and
show you
see.
guys firsthand what you can get just panning. That's right.
Yeah. See, and also test a few more areas that we haven't tested recently.
That's right. Okay. So we got some clean water in that pan. And again, the cleaner the water, obviously the better the recovery process, because gold tends to fall out of suspension much easier with the cleaner the water you have, because on the molecular structure, you're not going to have the resistance that gold can sometimes have when it remains in suspension with dirty water or muddy water. So that's oftentimes why you see whenever we run the trommel, guys, my upper lip doesn't work very well. You might have noticed, but I'm trying on that. But when we run the trommel with filthy water, oftentimes we have to rerun the tailings a few times. So the cleaner the water supply you got, the better recovery process you're going to have. Always something to think about. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and tap that down. Get some more clean water over here. And Camera Girl is doing a fantastic job. If you guys wouldn't mind, can we give Camera Girl a like today? That'd be fantastic if you guys could. I think she's doing a great job. Okay, now we're gonna go ahead and do our reveal. And
I actually can't see what I'm doing.
Let's see if there's any gold in this little pan here. Okay.
Get up a bit closer, there we go.
Let's go ahead and do this reveal quickly. Let's see what's coming out of this little side pocket.
I think we might have a little bit there.
Yep, let's see if our prediction is correct. And you know what?
We do.
I was totally wrong.
We don't.
And case in point, guys, this is not a fake channel. Oh no, hang on. We do have a little bit of gold in here, but it is very fine stuff. Let me have a.
Oh yeah, there's a couple of bits.
I'm gonna go ahead and grab the phone. I'll show you guys. Even if you do end up finding only one little speck in your pan, it can tell you what's happening. We can't even see the screen.
No.
What's going on?
I don't know. It's just.
Okay, it had water on it. That's why. It had water on it.
Yeah.
That's why. Okay. Okay, guys. Sorry, guys. Couldn't see any of that before. So what we'll do now is we'll go ahead and we're going to show you just the. Actually, there's like 5 specks in here.
Yeah, there's quite a bit up.
So I'm going to pinch zoom, show you this because it's nearly impossible for you guys to see it as is. We have here, just at the tip of my finger here, there's a speck there. There's one over here. There's another one just up here.
One further back.
And there's actually a few further back as well. This is super fine gold. So what happened, guys? Okay, so our prediction, given all the variables that we talked about before, whereas we're looking in a location, I can't pinch zoom out of here. I'm having trouble doing that. Just give me a second. Why in the hell this is working? Okay, so Earl's doing a great job. I have those 5 specks that we got in the pan. And looking over here where we did our prediction actually yielded some results. They're not the best results, but what we did is we took about probably 3 feet squared or 4 foot squared of a little area and just scraped off the top of that material to run through our pan. This tells us our prediction about the centrifugal flow pushing up the heavy material along this bend actually works. So, is 5 specks enough for me to go, hell yeah, let's just set up trommel down here and we'll run a sluice and all that stuff? Yes and no. There have been times where I've been out here, I've found 1 speck and I'm like, oh shit yeah, let's get the trommel down here, let's start moving. What you gotta remember is, these results, taking that first 2 inches of the material off the top of this little sandbar, that might be all you get. You just don't know. But historically, what can happen is you can have layers of where you might have a season where there's nothing pushing through here. Sometimes it is pushing things through here. A lot of things can change and happen with the dynamics of a creek, especially if it's been worked previously. So there's some things you really want to be very careful of whenever you're doing this sort of job, but not to jump gun and just set up trommel if you think you're going to get a ton of gold, because you got to do a whole lot more testing. This is why we do the test panning. Okay, guys, so we're actually nearly coming up on our hour here. So what we might do is I might close off this stream. We've got camera girl. She might be helping out with this one. So I'm going to have the, I'm going to hand this back to her. We're going to suck up the gold into the snuffer bottle. And I'm going to show you guys, because you've been all so good today, I'm going to show you the all-time gold that's in the snuffer bottle. Okay, so stick around. I'll just get you to sit there, and what I'll do is I'll grab a snuffer bottle. I'll be right back. Oh, here it is.
Should be in the back.
There we go.
Alrighty. Oh,
Okay.
little green ant here. I'm going to watch he don't
Oh
bite
yeah,
me.
watch the green ant. He's
going to bite
we
me.
got green ants over here, people.
Butter.
They can be pretty formidable, so you don't want to get bitten by a green ant.
And they're silly because they'll climb onto you and then
right.
bite you
Exactly.
when you were even trying to look them. So.
And today, guys, I don't know as well. Before we do this little reveal here, I just want to let you guys know, first and foremost, I'm glad you all are here. We might later on in a little bit, I might do another stream, but we're going to actually start working on some things in the shed. So I might do some things like think about how to build a sluice, that sort of thing. So if you guys wouldn't mind, just subscribe, you know, and if you want to jump back on and have a chat about gold and how to find gold and how to build some of these things, definitely let me know, you know. And I hope this becomes a nice community resource. And the other thing is too, I don't want to just teach you guys. I want to learn from you guys as well. So that'd be awesome. Okay, so let's get these little bits sucked up, and I want to show you the all-time gold, and I'm going to let you guys go for now after that. Okay, where we got them. Now I can't see the damn things. Sometimes that happens. If you have different kind of silt, you have like really lightweight silt, it's hard to sort of work out, and it can move that gold around a bit. So let's just get it further down.
We've got Saul Martinez asks, do you make any money off this hobby, or do you just collect gold?
Sometimes I'm able to get up enough to sell, sometimes, but it's not very often. Because of the process, and there are other things I have to take care of on the actual farm. So I don't make a whole lot off of it, no. You know, sometimes people do donate on this channel, and I do appreciate that. And I don't expect it, but, you know, I think that's generally more so where this hobby is headed in that sort of direction, me kind of teaching and that kind of thing. My all-time gold has been probably somewhere around 21 grams. And so I have, over about 10 years, sold those 21 grams, and that's been pretty much it. So not very much in the span of a decade. So, but yeah, thank you for your question. Okay, so we have that sucked up. Now, since you guys have been so amazing, I want to show you the all-time gold. And let's hope
Alan Klein said, if you get down to cobbles, you might have a better result, I think.
That's a good idea, and you're absolutely right about that. What was your name again?
Alan Klein.
Alan Klein. You're absolutely right, because the bigger the rocks, the bigger the gold. And that is a rule that has never failed me. You're absolutely right about that. Thank you. Okay. This is all you guys help in helping us find this stuff. And we're going to go ahead and reveal that in, can we pinch zoom in on that?
Okay.
In 3, 2, 1.
And there she is.
That's our stockpile, guys. And this is really every bit of our wonderful community on this channel helping us find this stuff, and your knowledge base is indispensable. You guys are terrific. So yeah.
So we just want to get you to your move your finger away for a sec, because the shade blocks from being able to see. So there we go.
Yeah. We got it here?
Yep. As a matter of fact, it might be good if you just go over there and show it up closer.
Very good. Excellent. Okay, so let's just do another quick reveal. And I'm going to let you guys go for the day. You've been so amazing. And if you haven't already, consider hitting that like button and subscribing. And later on throughout the week, we might just jump back onto the trommel and see if we can get a whole bunch more of this stuff. But this is stuff we're chasing, and you guys are helping us every step of the way. So I really do appreciate the knowledge base and the questions. You know, there's never a stupid question on this channel. You guys want to know anything, you ask me. And also, some of the questions, if they're even basic, you teach me. You teach me things, you know, because things I haven't even thought of before. So I just think that's amazing. But with that, guys, I'll go ahead and I'll leave you now. I'm going to go ahead and get some lunch. And camera girl here, she's going to probably have some lunch with me, so that'll be great. And we'll try to jump back out here probably the next day or two. But later on this evening, I'm going to probably do another stream in the shed. And we might start working on a build. But thank you all so very much. I'm going to quickly read some comments before. And do that, just that right now. Okay, Brady is taken off. Lost in translation. Any black sand? Yes, we do have black sand in that pan. There's actually a lot more than usual because I don't normally see the black sand, but you can actually see it flowing around in there, and actually some super fine gold as well. So that's pretty cool. Okay, so there's gold in that stream. Yes, old grumpy guy. David Olson, previous place. Thank you guys so much. Alan Klein. And if you just get down to the cobbles, you'll have a better result, I think. Absolutely. All right. I went a little bit further up on the chat. We got me, myself, and I. Says, thanks for explaining. You're most welcome. Me, myself, and I. We got Sol Martinez. Yeah, very cool. Gold is money. Go to Cocoa Creek in Tennessee. You'll do good gold. Wow. I might try that one. 1 year if I get up enough money. Wow, that's great. Says old grumpy guy. We got David Olson again. Have a great rest of the day. John, how much gold do you get in a week? John, good question. Oftentimes what happens in a week, sometimes I might find only 0.10 or 0.20. It all depends. Sometimes the conditions in this creek are very difficult. We have the water that comes right up there to that little line there, and I just can't get down here, but it's a work in progress. Thank you so much for the question. Okay, old grumpy guy, have a great day. And Lean Bear, thank you guys so much. Be well. All right, guys. Till then, get out there, get your gold pan, and see what you can do, you know. And come back and tell me what you've done, and just teach me as well. I love to learn. All right, guys, we'll leave you with that, and you have a beautiful rest of the day. And I'll be back probably in the next couple of hours in the shed, and we're going to start on a build. So thank you all so very much, and you have a beautiful rest of the day. And thank you to camera girl here. She's done an incredible job today. Thank you. All right.
To each other.
All right, wonderful, wonderful. Thank you guys so much. Okay, we'll see you soon. Bye for now.